What's the appeal?
Well, I think beneath the costumes and the spectacle and the fighting and the fun, there's an underlying philosophy about prejudice, about feeling outcast, fear of the unknown, trying to find your place in the world. Very universal concepts that that people have been attracted to. Mostly young people. You know, when you're an adolescent, you always feel different.
Where the hell are we?
You know, people like you are the reason I was afraid to go to school as a child.
And I think any young person exposed to X-Men says, wow, what if I could go to Professor Charles Xavier's School for the Gifted in Westchester, New York, where I could hone my fantastic powers and help defend...
By Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it's a very universal concept, I think.
Yeah. It is, I mean, amazing, I assume, that it is because it is this identification with people feeling alone and feeling different and feeling like...
Like a mutant.
Like a mutant, yeah. I mean, that's universal identification with...
Yeah, with different, it doesn't matter, and anyone, even as you get older, you feel, you know, am I in this alone?
Am I the only person that feels this way?
Feels this way, exactly.
So you get this commitment of $75 million to go make a movie, right? And you've got the creator of the X-Men on your side. He's supportive and believes in it and enthusiastic about it. So everybody's on board. How difficult is it to make a movie like this?
Well, it's difficult for
tons of special effects.
Of reasons. One of which is special effects, but that came fairly easily to me. There are tools like cinematography, lighting, sound, and you know, and if you have an imagination, you can sort of visualize these things. The issue is a little tough, mostly because the budget of the film, comparatively to most big event kind of films, was fairly conservative. Right. And the time, the schedule when we were to be released, and these things were real challenges for us. And also worrying about the fans to some degree, and the non-fans, and how they would respond or take an interest in the movie. But again, you know, my approach to that was always, how would I want a director to treat my favorite universe, something I've loved for decades, and I would simply want he or she to take it seriously as you take any serious science fiction film, with all the action and the fun. It should be taken seriously. It should be looked at as a film. So I did. I looked at it as I'd look at any other film I'd make, and that's how I hope to deliver.
Where do you get the ability to work with actors? I mean,
well, what I try to do is first create an environment where they can feel and trust that nobody knows the movie and cares more about the movie than me. So then trust exists, and once trust exists, then the best that they have to offer can emerge, I guess. That's the base idea.
Was the experience of making this any different from any other film you've ever made, Apt Pupil or Usual Suspects? I mean, in a sense, is it what you do remains the same regardless of the budget, regardless of special effects, regardless of whether it's a small focus film or a larger film driven from a popular other source?
Yeah, absolutely the same. I mean, it's longer shoot, longer days. It becomes an endurance test sometimes, but ultimately it's very similar. You know, whether it's an original idea or a novella, you know, like Suspects, or a novella like Apt Pupil, the comic book. It's still a film that's got to stand on its own, and you still approach performances, no matter how outrageous the costumes get or the powers. You still have to sit there and explain to Ian McKellen while he's hanging from cables and there's a helmet and cape. Okay, I need it real. I need conversational. I need you to be real. And he just looks at you and says, right, okay, we'll do it again.
But are you telling him that it wasn't real and it wasn't conversational and I need more of this?
Sometimes more of this, more of that. Yeah. Oh, there's always that, that kind of discourse. Sometimes you're in a position and you're having trouble visualizing the moment or what's going to happen before or after, if you're an actor, and you think you have the idea firm, but you're not getting it, and that's where I come in, because I know what came before and what will come after, and I can sort of give that kind of advice, But these are fine actors. I mean, these guys, I have as much to learn from them as, if not a lot more than they do from a little guy like me.
And do you?
Learn from them?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I learn from everybody. Yeah, sure. Every day shooting, you learn something. A week of shooting is like 5 years of film school. It's crazy.
What did you think when this was supposed to be a Christmas release, and they said, no, we've changed our mind?
Well, when they called...
It's a summer movie.
Yeah. Well, when they called me and said, you've got the summer, I said, oh, great, summer 2001. Well, that'll be an extra 6 months. Think of all the things I'll be able to accomplish with an extra 6 months. And then the president of the studio said, no, it's summer 2000. And I said, oh, well, I guess we have no choice. I thought that that was the first of 100 obstacles I knew I would have to encounter before I was finished. I just knew it. I did. This is the first one, and there's going to be more.
Okay.